Alrighty, so this is my tier list for blippo.plus. We are currently about halfway through blippo.plus's programming, so this isn't going to be a complete one. I am just going for what we've currently seen. So most recently, they took off the greetings channel, and now we are back down to our original set. But I don't think they're going to add any more channels, so I think this will be a pretty good overall view. My peers might be a little bit unorthodox. We have the GOAT. There's only going to be one show that's going to go here. I'm sure if you have watched blippo.plus, you will probably know what show belongs here. It's the GOAT. Next up we have S, which is will boot up my PD to watch. I will go out of my way to watch these ones. A would be want to watch. If I see that it's coming up in the stream, I will put it on specifically. B is enjoy watching. I am happy when it comes on. I enjoy watching it while it's airing. C is will watch. If it's on the channel already, I will watch it, but it's usually to watch whatever is coming up next. And D is would skip if I wasn't so compulsive that I have to watch everything. D would be it's not really important. It's not super engaging, and I would skip it otherwise. And then the bottom one is that's the bit. It is for channels that are purposely garbage, and that's the whole point of them. I don't feel like it's fair to give something F if it's purposely just static. It's the bit. It's not worth it. So we're going to start with Bliptionary. Ooh, going to have to work on pronouncing it. I'm going to have to put it in will watch. It's not super engaging. It was fun to hear the new words, and they would usually connect throughout the rest of the week's programming. It usually actually came up a couple times, but it's just a very basic image. It's just a face. It's not even a person describing it. If it had a little bit more personality, I would say it could probably go up to B, but as default, it's just C. Now, talking about personality, do you party? Will go, I'm going to put it at B right now. I like the personality. I liked a little bit, but it never really grew. It never really added a lot of more details to the world. And now that it's over, it can't really grow anymore. So I'm going to have to leave it at B. We'll see if that stays. Cubis, it's kind of like it's kind of with Bliptionary of just I enjoyed it when it was on. I liked the added lore, but it never really impressed me. It's kind of hard now since it's been a week and I haven't watched any of this channel stuff. It's not fresh in my mind. I just finished watching the newest week of content, so everything else is a lot more fresh than all this channel stuff. Let's play Lunchbox. I gotta be real, it's a D. It makes a minute feel really long. There were certain times when it just didn't say anything, didn't show anything, and it would just sit there for a bit. And it wasn't ever super entertaining. It kind of felt like Snacks Come Alive, but just worse. So, it was definitely not my favorite. Look Alive, I would say that it should belong in C. I would like to put it in C, but I believe it belongs in D just because it's the only show that I feel was really held back by being on the Playdate. I mean, you just see a model spin and it's mostly black and you can't tell what outfit they're wearing. It kind of defeats the purpose. It's the only show that I really feel like just doesn't work on the Playdate. But I'm sure when the color version comes out, it will be higher on my tier list. It's just the Playdate version. State of the State, oh, that's immediately S. Anything with the story, anything with continuing what's happening with the plot is going to go really high. And State of the State is such a perfect one because it is really just the hard-hitting stuff. It is the thing to boot up your Playdate if you care about what's happening in the story. So 100% immediately S. We'll boot it up. Lens on Life, that's another A. Another A. It is an A. I love the Bill Nye reference. I love the vibes of it. I like that it's not just science, but it's also giving you some other stuff. Like this week's episode was Countertop. So I like hearing about stuff that's not just the science of the world, but talking to the other people. It's enjoyable, but it doesn't quite hit S tier for me. Next Cup Live. Now that one is S tier. I know that it might seem a little bit of a weird one, but it's honestly the voice acting for it. It really carries it. I mean, they got an actual like actor to voice for Snacks Come Live, and it shows. And it makes every episode enjoyable to watch, even when you can't tell what's actually happening. I am excited. That's another one that I'm going to be really excited for the color version, because I'm sure some of the food was real weird, and it's hard to tell with a black and white screen. Small Talk is an A. I enjoy Small Talk. It's definitely something that I will want to watch and seek out, but it's not something that is blowing my mind or anything. It was a little bit sad that they had to interrupt it and take away from the Small Talk last episode, but I do like the fact, last week, but I do like the fact that they're playing with that more, although that does knock it down for Small Talk a little bit. Wharf Tavern, that's another A. I didn't realize just how much I really like this channel. Like, everything was in the S&A. Wharf Tavern is enjoyable. I really like the first episode, but it's kind of petering out lately. It doesn't feel like it's doing enough with the environment that it's made, and with the whole setup, like being like a Star Trek-esque episode, but in a tavern. It's a cool vibe that doesn't feel like it's quite living up to the potential, and it feels like it's more just like, let's say gobbledygook words because it's funny. It doesn't quite live up to its hype. I think it could get to S if it kind of, nails in its focus a little bit. CMBR, that's going straight into that's the bit. It is just static. As far as I'm aware, it's only going to be static, so it's going to be in that's the bit. That's the whole reason why it's there. Wake Up Universe, honestly, I'm going to put it in B. I want to put it in A. I really want to put it in S at some point. But the problem is that the bit that they have running of just the guy being tired, it's not super funny. And it's gone on for way too long. I'm sure it will eventually build up. But when you have 6 weeks of building up for the fact that the guy's tired, it just doesn't work. It doesn't really land. And I'm tired of the bit. And I would like something more interesting to happen on that channel. Although this week's episode was actually pretty good. Boredom, that's an S, easy. Real 100%. They carry so much of the show. They show so much personality. I think it's great that they have such a huge cast for it. I think that really helps out, because some of the shows that are just single person can really drag for a minute. But having so many people bouncing and going through the whole episode, I think really works. Confetti Cowboys, that's a C. Honestly, it would be a D for me if it wasn't for the theme song, because I love the theme song, but the big problem is it's stuck in space. It's so stagnant. It's just two guys being bored in space, and it hasn't done anything super interesting with that concept yet. It could eventually go B. If it honestly would go into D for me if it wasn't for that theme song. It's the only thing I'm excited for that one. Brain Drain, I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of those episodes. It just doesn't click for me. I can't really point to a thing that's like why I don't enjoy it. I just don't. I've never will seek it out. I don't love the way Ned Telson's vibes are just off, and it doesn't quite work for me. Movie Maniacs is another C, unfortunately. It's another one that I would love to put at a B or higher. The big problem is that it feels really padded for what's going on. I mean, it's only a minute, and it feels like nothing really happens, and they really shouldn't have just stuck with fighting trillions. They should have mixed that up a little bit more. I get the bit, but the fact that it's just the same thing over and over, and then they just have one model spin around for a little bit, it's okay, but I feel like it could have been a lot more fun. Clone Troy, I don't know how to say that one. I'm just going to move on. I'm going to put it in S, and I'm going to move right on. I really enjoy it. I like the bit where she's just playing everybody. Every name is super clever. I enjoy where it started. I really enjoyed the first 2 or 3 episodes. Lately, it's not hit the same high for me. I'm really hoping that it might pick up and has a little bit more intrigue. It's trying, but it's just not there right now. Here it is. It's time. Y'all knew it. Wizards, it's the GOAT. It is the show that deserves to be its own show. It is, I've loved it. D&D mixed with Jeopardy. It's such a clever idea. If there is a show that is like it, I would like to know, because honestly, really, really have enjoyed it. Every episode, I will 100% just open my PD, watch this one episode, and then close it, just because of how much I enjoy Quizzards, and I would like for it to keep continuing. Robo Report, that is another S. Really like the performance. Once again, right into the lore. I like the fact that it's not just the lore, though. I like the fact it's a little bit more of the world and world building and that type of stuff. Super heavy carried by the host. That really makes or breaks a show, and she carries it so hard that it's just always a delight to watch it. Speaking of being carried by the host, Countertop, another one of my favorites, right into S tier. It doesn't do anything super interesting. It honestly, following all my other rules, it should be lower, but it's just the host. Makes me enjoy watching every single episode. Lately, it's been dragging a little bit, so by the end of the season, I would probably bump it down to B if it continues how it is. I hope that there is something a little bit more interesting happening, or they fill the time a little bit better, because it has been dragging lately. Realms Beyond. I'm going to be generous, and I'm going to put it in C. I almost want to put it in D. I enjoyed the most recent episode, but most of the time I'm tuned out and not been really enjoying watching them. I like the idea. I like the fact that it is like a Twilight Zone situation. But once again, when I'm talking about what it's like one person talking to the camera, it can really drag. It can really take that minute and stretch it long. I like the first episode where it all kind of connected to the snow globe, and doing something like that to make it seem a little bit more clever, I think would have been more enjoyable. In the most recent episode, it didn't even have like a joke or anything. I don't even know. Femtofax is a hard one to rank. If you guys want to see me come back to it, this might be something good to put into the end of the series of ranking everything. I kind of want to break Femtofax by channels, because some of the channels I like a lot more than others. But I will put it in A because it is always a good read. I always enjoy reading and going through every single bit. I don't think it's worth putting up the PD for, but it is always a good read. Psychic Weather, I'm gonna have to put it in S. I really enjoy watching every single episode, even though it's gotten pretty repetitive at this point. I really enjoy watching every episode. It's another thing of the host really carries it, and that's going to be a very consistent thing where even the more boring topics, if you have a good host, it will make it more enjoyable to watch. And that's going to be kind of where it hits with Lex Teak. It's going to have to go into B. I enjoy it. I've really enjoyed this most recent episode, but it just doesn't ever do anything super funny or super engaging. Not my vibe. Total Calm, it's going to go to Woodskip. You could potentially say that's the bit, but the fact that there is a screen and there is, actual footage, I'm going to have to put in D. I don't think it's worth watching. I don't think that's a super controversial take. I don't think you would want to watch it and seek it out. But, it has its place, I guess, but it's just not my thing. It's great as a telethon. I'm going to put that in A. I feel like it's a little generous, but I do enjoy it. I really like how it's connecting the story really well, and I like the fact that it connects to the previous week and kind of relates it a little bit. The most recent one really worked because last week it was a little unsure about the person, and this time it's feeling more welcome. I like it. I enjoy it. I do think A is a little generous by how much I do enjoy it, but I will put it in A for now. Bushwalker. What can I say about Bushwalker? It is the most disappointing one. I'm going to have to put it into will watch. Even that is hard. Honestly, it kind of deserves a D. It is something that I really thought I was going to really enjoy. I think that it had a lot of potential, but the fact that it is just a dude walking for a minute, it's basically Total Calm. It's not very different. It's just Total Calm, but there's arms that swing. It could have been a lot stronger, and it just kind of falls down. I'm really tempted to put it in Woodskip. It's gonna be high D, but I'm gonna put it in D. Honestly, thinking about it, I just think it's just not really worth watching. I wish that it did something interesting. I wish that it was him doing anything, chopping a tree, putting up a tent, something that's not just walking. I know it's called Bushwalker, but it could have been something actually interesting instead of just a dude walking. Mega tips. Once again, that is in the bit. It's just scramble. I mean, there's nothing else to say about it. So let's move on. Subroutines. It is currently a B. I enjoy seeing it every time. Enjoy seeing it every week. I know it's not going to change. I know I'm going to get tired of it by the end, and I would put it into C by the end of the season. But currently, it's in B. I enjoy watching it. I enjoy watching the person on the left because they always are out of sync with it and they always forget the move. And that's one of my favorite parts about it is just watching the person struggle to remember the moves. That honestly is the reason why it's in B. I think that alone bumps it up to a B tier. Next up, Video Cola. I'm going to have to put it in That's the Bit. If you really would, you can put it in D and would skip. I don't think it's supposed to. No, I think it's D because it is supposed to be a bit. Well, that's the bit, is that it's garbage. I don't think Video Cola is most supposed to be garbage. So I'm going to put it in D. Would skip. There's no point to it. It's just bubbling. Although the most recent one was a little creepy, so I wonder if it's going to continue. Fetch. Easy S tier. Love the animation. It is by far the most creative one. They put a lot of work into it. I like the fact that it just sounds like their kids voice acting it. Easy S tier. Not even a consideration. Party music nonstop. I'm gonna put that in S tier too. I haven't really considered this one, but it's enjoyable. They usually put a good music. The dancing is solid. I don't think there's anything negative about it. It's not doing anything crazy, but I am enjoying it. It's definitely low S, maybe into the high A. Tales from the Tube. I enjoy every single episode of Tales from the Tube. It's getting a little sad. We need a free blinker. That's very evident. I think it belongs in S. For me, it is definitely not going to be a fan favorite. I can see that there would be some people who really enjoy Blinker and some people who would really not enjoy Blinker episodes. But I enjoy listening to him every time, and I hope that it turns a little bit and we might get some actually good positive Blinker, but we will see. ACC, this is his whole channel. I don't think I really talked about it, but I'm just putting the channels because all the channels are bits. But ACC goes at That's the Bit. There is purposely nothing that's happening on these channels, so it belongs there. The only one that's different is system identification. I'm only putting it there because the logo was on the website, so I just took the logos. These ones weren't on the website, so I had to just take a screenshot. The rest of the ones are actually from the blippo.plus credits. There's really nothing to it. Although apparently Tay Sunday voices one of them, so I do need to actually boot it up every week. But it's not worth watching every week. And what a high one to end on. So all of these are going to be in That's Bit, except it's somewhat worth talking about. The Skywave Diaries, it does have voice acting. I would like to know like the actual stories that are being told. I'd like try to listen to them, but it's so hard in the scramble that I just don't think it's worth watching. There is actually something happening. Square Stuzzle doesn't really have anything. Cathode Confessions, nothing. Tantric Computing is one that I'm actually going to put into D. It is better than the rest of them because there is an actually good bit that's happening in it. It's really funny to watch her just essentially stroke a space bar. I think it's really funny. If it wasn't scrambled, it would go into B tier. It's just the fact that it's so hard to watch get to put into D. But if it wasn't scrambled, I would put it in B tier because I just enjoy it so much. Actual transmissions, I don't even think there is anything to say about that one, obviously, and that's a bit. All right, so now that we have it sorted, I'm going to go through and try to rank them and double check I like everything. The Quizzards is obviously the GOAT, staying where it is. I really do think I like State of the State the most out of the rest of the ones that are up there. Next is Spore Dump. Anything that is the story is so high for me that it's just gonna immediately go to the top. Although countertop doesn't quite reach it for me. Then I'm gonna put clone next. I'll probably put countertop. Psychic Weather would be next over here. Next Come Alive is fair. Fetch I enjoy, but it's not super high. Party Nonstop. I think it's gonna have to go down to A. I'm thinking about it more, and I'm going to push it down to A. I enjoy it, but I don't enjoy it that much. And then we're gonna keep Tailspin Tube right there. That's fine. Yeah, I do think it's a pretty high A. That works for me. Actually, I really like Small Talk, so I'm gonna put that up a little bit higher. I'm gonna put Warp However, and a little bit higher too. Femtofax is bottom. Yeah, that works for me. D Party, I enjoy it. I'm gonna put them B. Wake Up Universe, definitely better than Let's Teak. Subroutines, yeah, Let's Teak is a low B. Next up is, ooh, okay, definitely Movie Maniacs. I enjoy it. I enjoy it, but it's not in B. I like it, but it's just gonna be in Will Watch. Brain Drain's probably next. Bliptionary, Cubist, Confetti Cowboys. Yeah, that works for me. Bushwalker is something I want to like so bad, so it's gonna be a top D. So actually, I'm gonna put Look Alive a little bit higher than Subspace Lunchbox. All this is yeah, I probably like System Identification. It's just something that I am actively skipping, while Tantric Computing I will watch. So I'm gonna put that at the very bottom. There's no, I mean, I guess I can put Skyway Diaries, Cathode, because it actually has somebody talking. Squish Tussle, you can tell that there is some type of graphic happening, but it's very hard to notice. And I don't know, this one has music, so I guess these have music too. Actually, this is actually better than all the other ones because the music is actually pretty good. So that one actually is the top of that's the bit. Alrighty, so I think that's where I'm going to leave it ranked. I put a lot more in S than I was planning to. I really thought a lot of stuff was going to end up in B, but I ended up putting a lot more stuff higher tier than I thought I was going to. There is the stuff that I actually really enjoyed, but I mean, there's nothing beating the GOAT. Quick intermission. This is where I currently would rank the shows a day later now. We'll see if this changes throughout the rest of the season, but yeah, this is where my show ranking will stand. So I hope you guys liked it. I'm going to leave this linked in the description if you want to do your own tier list. I'm sure you guys have very different opinions than I do. I really doubt Tales from the Tube is going to be in everybody's S tier. But that's all. Just want to share my opinions on this. Thank you and goodbye.